The eye of Mirza Ghulam is what we want to talk about today. Today we want to talk about the eyes of Mirza Ghulam. In these eyes, we will see whether Mirza Ghulam is actually the Dajjal of our time or not. Don't forget to share this video. Let your fellow brothers see this video. And now you be kasa for Mirza Ghulam neni nkosuya neni nkos neni ama ho. The near man be say Mirza Ghulam or ye Dajjal and that's why ye Dajjal. And also another part of description everybody describe Mirza Ghulam. Oh here, then you share this video. Let everybody see or watch this video. Share it. The name is UT Ida one when you stop, wallahi al-Quran will stop. If you don't, you will see fire. According to statement of Qadiani Sahabi, which is Sheikh Nur Ahmed Sahib, who is the owner of Riyadh Hind Press, Al-Fazl newspaper, Qadiani, volume 34, number 194, which is dated on 20th August 1940. And he said, when Mirza Ghulam, came for the first time to my press, he sat on a pillow seat, and I sat on one seat, and he discussed with me about the book, looking at his dozy eyes. Why, fine! I thought that perhaps he uses opium, as it is commonly the habit of rich people. But when I heard his talk or speech and thought about the articles of Barahin al-Ahmadiyya, I was amazed. And the condition of an opium use is not like this. Such man cannot write like this. Then Hazrat Sahib went away. Now I regret my first mistake and repented it. And now I know very well that it is the intoxication of a divine knowledge and not that of opium as I first thought. So according to Ahmadiyya, he brainwashed them to think that his dozy eyes like this is actually an act of intoxication of a divine knowledge. But we are about to prove to you that it is opium that he takes. It is opium that has affected his eyes. And so according to Ahmadiyya Fono, almost say, on a newspaper, a newspaper, a friend of Al-Fazl newspaper, Qadiani, volume 34, number 194, a publication 20th of August 1940. Or say Mirza Ghulam ban in chain, on the press, the first time ever, by or not Mirza Ghulam Tana, Sundisu, and or no Otin Gumu. Or say Mirza Ghulam, no, again say Mirza Ghulam, one opium, because it's for motanum, opium, a part of his for lifestyle. Into who say, no, ne Casano and Tresse will be a wafa opium because be offer opium to mean Casasa. I feel who say, doziness into Boa Brunina, Nimedia Hurua, a bunuso, into Namanabro. Ye shall say Nimedio and Anasan we will see. 2. Kashti Inuhu, Rohani Hazain, volume 19, part 434. This is where the dozy eyes will be coming from. We are about to prove you sources. It says, once a friend advised me that opium is good for diabetes, so there is no harm in taking opium for the purpose of treatment. I replied, thank you very much for your sympathetic advice, but if I get into the habit of taking opium, I am afraid the people will mock that the first Messiah, Jesus, was an alcoholic and the second a drug addict. So Mirza was actually mocking Isa, Jesus of our time. It's mocking the real Jesus. The fake Jesus mocking the real Jesus. So when he said this to cool temper. He said this to cool the masses, as if he's not going to take it. I'm about to prove you where Mirza actually took opium. So Hano, Mirza Ghulam Chiremu said, and maybe no yare, and a down for a catcher no say, Mirza, Adentina, unconum opium, now hon tow, and Mirza so me num opium na. Ebe say yes no din kan ba no ye kwensafo me mas wasen babioma or no afi wadan opium junkie odi yesu atem but me kire mo so ono onome or a junkie onome not just opium me say wi kura ka ho wi rasta kian cool kian quench tie in Sirat al-Mahdi volume 3 page 615 Sirat al-Mahdi volume 3 page 615, Dr. Mir Muhammad Ismail stated to me that once Hazrat Masih Maud formulated a tablet for the treatment of patients of TB. Mirza Ghulam a tablet bi. Sa tablet no also the treat tuberculosis. Beside quinine ka ho, camphor ka ho, opium ka ho, and hemp and a wee. He added some poisonous substances like datura. Obianim say BF datura so udia ubewu. And he added datura in it. He used to say that for the sake of life saving and use as medicine prohibited goods are allowed too. This Amor self says that Hazrat Sahib has issued similar fatwa religious decree for wine, that you can also take wine if a doctor or tabib prescribed them. Then on this occasion, Hazrat Sahib told that his great-grandfather, when at deathbed, was offered wine by his tabib, but he refused by saying that he would die but will not taste wine. Why lucky Quran konum san wine no anka wu kafiri. Asaman komsheni kafa healings huni. عن أبي درداء قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إن الله أنزل الداء والدواء وجعل لكل داء دواء فتداووا ولا تداووا بحرام. And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said from hadith of Abu Darda, where he says, verily Allah sent down the disease and the cure, and for every disease he made a cure. Seek treatment, but do not seek treatment by the unlawful. And commissioners yadie biara no allow the ayaresa aba enunti pa ayaresa emu allow amfa yen kremu fo ayaresa amfa nshade ay haram mu we ay authentic enye ay authentic echinje bi ani ho. Enti ogboko to ayabi akase Allah say if you are being driven by necessity or you are being compelled, you know, obetumi ayeden obetumi edipreko eno ye duane ene nye healing. Ye ka healing is one same, two different things. Mucha ntoro kura munsuro nyame amedia fo ade ya se fam ya roho kura ni Siratul Mahdi, quotation number 966, written by Mirza Bashir, son of Mirza Kadiani. Na sa way na mi ko tu ma omuna Zak so no nim sa buku no na me ka tro Mirza Bashir na troy Mirza Ghulam no ani mba ko cheke. Mirza Kadiani prepared tonic from alcohol and advised to drink it on daily basis for depression and superstitions with ingredient. And me therefore come shenino ono no prepare ensa a bro alcohol or say o depression a bro na mfiri wo so say wo feel superstitious belief bi as a wo bi tata wo so wo gidie bi a no mensa na mfiri bro wo beto, and said that although alcohol is haram, but I've prepared it for myself halal. Or say alcohol is haram dear, but not prepare no the amount ono who say halal, and said as you cannot prepare it, so when it is finished, you can take it from me by writing it, and I shall send it to you. And then Mirza chairman or puro or num or your opium donkey, he drinks opium and alcohol, and when you talk, this Ahmadis will not listen. How cool! Your worst mistake you did was ever responding to me and was ever calling me out, St. Paul and other Ahmadis. Al-Quranum Ubangiji. Don't keep quiet. When you look at article of Mayen Mahmud Ahmed Sahib, Khalifa of Qadian, Akbar Al-Fazl, volume 17, number 6, part 2, dated on 19th of July, 1929. Hazrat Masih Maud prepared medicine, Teriyakillahi, under instruction from God, and it's one of the main constituent was opium, and Huzur Mirza Ghulam gave this medicine with little more addition of opium. If it was being described by a medical use, why add more addition to it? This is a desire, way any necessity, way a desire. To Hazrat Khalifa Awal Hakim Nuruddin, the first successor of Mirza Ghulam. For more than 6 months and off and on, he used it himself. Mirza Noah Yusu himself, as well as during the attacks of various diseases. Mirza a opium junkie. He was adding and adding. And the whole show, they say, Mirza co interviewer. People didn't know. So the article, Eka said, he came for the interview and his eyes was bandai, no panaya fine. But they thought to say it was abundance revelations. Numbers are why fine. You can hate me for no reason. This is it. I free mamu books mu. I'm a dear for sources. I'm a dear for books mu.